Hey folks, welcome to the American Liberty Radio Network audio blog. Just remember, audio blog. This is an emergency broadcast of the American Liberty Radio Network audio blog. We have massive news out right now. Operation Jade Helm 15, Realistic Military Training. Realistic Military Training, RMT, is training conducted outside of federally owned property. The RMT process is designed to ensure proper coordination between DoD representatives and local and regional authorities. It's in California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas. Folks, wake the hell up now. There is no time left, folks. There is no time left. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am an analyst. I look at this stuff. Analyst in the smallest sense of the title. I am someone who looks at this stuff, just a Joe Blow off the street with an education that happens to understand this stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right? I know what is going on. I've been researching this stuff and looking into this since Carter was president, okay? This is how far back I go. All right? Let me point something out to you right now. And let me direct this next statement to those people who think, oh, you're just one of those crazy conspiracy theorists. You're one of those fringe groups. You're this, you're that. Shut up. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know what I'm saying? If you have the information to prove that I'm wrong, show it. If not, keep your trap shut. You don't know what you're talking about. You never have, and you never will, because you don't pay attention to what's going on. And even if you did, well, why should I believe anybody else? Well, our government's not going to do that. Why? Your government that you are praising so much every single day has committed themselves to false flag events since for a long time. World War I, World War II. Can you say can you say South Korea? Can you say Vietnam? The Gulf of Tonkin? Can we go back farther than that? So you people have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And if you just want to live in your pie in the sky, oh, everything's all roses and everything else, you better think again. Okay? Get your minds open, get your hearts open, get your lives right, because I guarantee you they're going to come right after you and pull you out of your home, and you're not going to know what hit you. You're going to be sitting there going, this is wrong, but you're not going to have any rights to do anything anywhere whatsoever. Okay? Got it? Now I'm going to talk to you people who absolutely know what's going on. Thank you for getting the information out there. I've been doing this for years. I haven't been on air at all up until about 5 years ago. Let me tell you something right now. There is nothing in this world that matters to me and matters to anybody else except freedom, liberty, security, and peace. That's all. Bottom line. The ultimate common denominator in all of this is that human beings have to survive by any means necessary. That is the most strident rule that we all have within ourselves to survive. That's it. And whatever we can do, however we can do it, whatever we can do to survive, we will. And guess what? There's going to be somebody out there that doesn't want us to survive. And I can point the finger to the East Coast, called Washington, D.C. Okay? To the elites that operate Washington, D.C., the corporations, all of that, the multinational corporations. I can also point my finger to the higher-ups, to the people of the Bilderberg Group who have to answer to other people and other entities. This is a diabolical situation going on here, folks, and they believe that they're going to get power out of this. They're not. Okay? Jade Helm, this whole thing, I don't believe I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. This is not a drill. This is a precursor to what's going to happen before Obama gets out of office. Now, I want you to understand. I want you to understand. I've never, ever, ever said anything unless I had something to back it up with. But a lot of people don't want to listen. Well, I suggest today you listen. I suggest today you open up your eyes, you open up your ears, you open up your heart, and you see what's going on. And you better get all of your, whatever you got going on in your life, you better put it in order and make it right. I've said it for the last 2.5 years of the shows that I've been doing. Over the last 4.5 years, I had a feeling something like this was coming. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I just knew that something like this was coming, and I hope to hell I'm wrong. But I've said it before, even in this last election in 2012, shortly before or shortly after, President Obama is going to implement martial law. Well, no, he's not. It's incremental now. By the time he gets close to being out of office, I believe he's going to shut this country down, suspend the Constitution, implement martial law, and we're all screwed. But that's just me. I'm not a fearmonger. I look at this stuff. I look at this stuff like I look at a picture and say, you know what? That tree looks a little odd. That person in that picture looks a little strange. Why are they standing this way? Why is that dog over there looking as weird as it does? Not because I look for it, but because it's there. And you can't help but notice it. I'm going to go to break, folks. I'm going to calm down a little bit, come back and fill you in on what's happening with this Jade Helm thing, okay? So stick around. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. This is the audio blog, and I'm your host, Wayne S. Pierce. Talk to you in a bit. The best in independent books, films, and music. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz promotes and plays original indie music from all around the world. If you've got the internet, you can be heard. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Waking Up the Masses on Truth Frequency Radio, hosted by Robert Bruce. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. TruthFrequencyRadio.com. Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is looking for you. Are you a voice actor? Do you want to hone your abilities? Please send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. We are currently looking for voice actors to fill certain character roles in an ongoing radio play in development. Please send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. The reality underneath the honesty. Live Truth Radio with your host, Brian Lang. LiveTruthRadio.com. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Contact us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com or go to our website at AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Hey folks, how you doing? This is the American Liberty Radio Network audio blog. Just remember audio blog. You can email us at americanlibertyradio@usa.com. That's americanlibertyradio@usa.com. Big old shout out to Mr. Brian Lang over at livetruthradio.com. I believe he's back on the air. I believe he's doing it. He had about a month off just because of family issues, and send your thoughts and prayers his way to Brian Lang over at livetruthradio.com. Also, I'm going to be on a show tonight, so you might want to go check out Brian Keller and Steve Hembry. I'm going to be on that show tonight at 9:30 p.m. Pacific. Yes, we're going to discuss a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, we got this Jade Helm thing going on. This is a precursor, folks. This is an absolute precursor to everything that we've said before. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. But let me put it to you this way. And I'll put this next article that I'm going to find here. It's a YouTube video. I'm going to put this YouTube video up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. Because, well, no, scratch that. American Liberty Radio Network on Facebook. Go check that video out. I don't know, folks. Well, first of all, before I get into the Jade Helm thing this segment, let me tell you this one from Infowars.com. Michael Snyder, who writes for his site as well, into the AmericanDream.com is where you can find this as well. Michael Snyder, the headline at Infowars.com is signs that the elite are feverishly preparing for something big. What in the world are the elite up to? What in the world are the elite up to? In recent days, we have learned that the New York Fed is moving a lot of operations to Chicago because of concerns about what a quote-unquote natural disaster could do. The federal government is buying 62 million rounds of ammunition commonly used in AR-15 semi-automatic rifles for quote-unquote training purposes. And NORAD is moving back into Cheyenne Mountain because it is EMP hardened. In addition, government authorities have scheduled a whole host of unusual training exercises all over the nation. So are the elite doing all of this in order to prepare for something really big? Or should we just chalk it up with all this strange activity to rampant government paranoia? I'm going to put this on the American Liberty Radio Network page, American Liberty Radio Network, on Facebook, because I really believe that something is happening. Okay? I believe that something is happening. Exactly what it is, I'm not sure, but we can see it right there. Okay? We can see it right there. It's out in the open. Okay? Well, how else do you want to hide stuff? In plain sight, apparently. And I got to tell you, this isn't the first time. Okay? This isn't the first time they've done this. Let's go to... let's stay on Infowars for a minute. Let me go here. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. I just saw something. Documents. National Guard ordered to consider Americans as enemy forces and adversaries. Okay? Check that one out. This is already up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page, I believe. But if not, I'm going to put it there again right now so that you know it's up there. Okay? So what's going on? What is happening? Only time will tell, folks. Problem is, we don't have time. Problem is, I don't think there's a whole lot of people paying attention to what's going on. Problem is, people are apathetic. People are complacent. People think, oh, well, the government's doing this, government's doing that, that's okay, they'll leave us alone. No, they won't. They're trying to enslave you. Can you get it? Can you pick up what I'm laying down, as they say? I don't know what else to say, folks. I've been saying it for the last 4.5 years on air. I've been telling people the last 30-something years what's been happening, and they look at me like I'm some crazy person. I don't think so, folks. You want something else? How's this? Infowars.com. Intelligent, that's in quotes, intelligent streetlights to, quote-unquote, watch Florida residents. Quote, data collecting, unquote, LED streetlights, part of General Electric's, quote, Intelligent City Initiative, unquote. Michael Thalen over at Infowars.com writes this, posted it today. The Jacksonville, Florida city government is preparing to install more than 50 intelligent, quote-unquote, streetlights under a new General Electric pilot program. In accordance with get this, look this up, startpage.com. Quote, GE Intelligent City Initiate, unquote. The quote-unquote data collecting LED streetlights will be placed throughout the city's downtown and surrounding areas. According to a Thursday morning presentation by GE, the lights will be, quote, interconnected with one another and will collect real-time data, unquote, as reported by the Jacksonville Business Journal. Okay? Do you understand the surveillance grid they've designed and implemented? Huh? I'm putting this up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page as well. Do you understand, folks? This isn't a game. All right? This is not a game. This is not a game. Now, there's something else. And I want you to really pay attention to this. The people that are running the show in Washington, D.C. are the corporations that you are buying from, including Walmart. Including your mom and pops, I'm assuming, because, well, the UN has come into their cities under certain treaties, under certain agreements, a handshake and a couple of dollar bills to get their UN Agenda 21 policies implemented in your town. How many parks do you need? How many green areas do you need? How many recycling centers do you need? How many new buildings have gone up in your area? How many nondescript buildings have gone up in your area? Something that you would never, ever think would go up in a certain area, you're looking at probably going, wait a minute, that was an empty lot last week. Why is that building there? In areas that you would never expect any buildings to be. Why is that? Well, that's nothing new. That happens all the time. So, hey, just get used to it. It's there. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I really don't. I really, really don't. It's amazing to me that too many people will look at stuff and go, oh, that's, I don't want to pay attention to it. There's too many things happening in your local areas that you never thought would happen because they're distracting you by saying, you've got to go to work, you've got to take care of your family, which is a good thing, that's okay. But Now they're distracting you with, oh, look at this. Take this. We have a secret formula that will, help you become stronger. We have look at this. Look at this very beautiful woman selling this beer. Look at this football team who is moving their way to the playoffs. You see how much you're being distracted? Do you understand how this is all working? Do you have any clue whatsoever how skull-plugged you're getting? I don't know, folks. I don't know what goes on in your area. That's why I want you to email me at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Please, I want to know what's going on in your area. If you have news stories in your local paper that seem a little fishy about what's happening, clip them. Take a picture of them. Put them on Facebook. Send them to me. Send me a link to the newspaper website and tell me where to go look. I want to know, folks. Communication is a key to survival, if you haven't figured that one out already. And while you're at it up in the Northwest, why don't you militias start making your way up there? Go up there. Okay? Because there's a miner up there whose property is being overrun by BLM, who thinks they have the power to take his land away from him. And guess what? The Constitutional States Militia and the constitutional militias are up there right now protecting this man's property. So why don't you get up there and help him out? If you're a true blue, born and bred, freedom-loving American, you would do that. Now, I know in Nevada, where I'm at right now, in the biggest little city in the world, I can tell you that I can walk out here and go downtown, walk around the streets, see the cameras, see the cars, all this. I can pick out DHS in a heartbeat. Federal Protective Services, Department of Homeland Security Police, why are they here in Reno? Why are they staging themselves both in Stead, Nevada, which is just north of us, and the Sheriff's Department out in Washoe County? Why is it in the last several months I've heard big cargo planes fly into the Reno Tahoe International Airport here, which is the Air National Guard base? Why? You know how much equipment those cargo planes hold? I've seen them fly out of here too, going straight to California. Why? That's what I want to know. I want those questions answered, folks. Why? I'm going to take about a minute and a half break, try to calm down, try to help you understand what's going on. I'll be back right after this. Email me, AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. This is the American Liberty Radio Network. Contact us at AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com or go to our website at AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. The best in independent books, films, and music. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz promotes and plays original indie music from all around the world. If you've got the internet, you can be heard. Radio Rock 92.6 The Blitz. Go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Waking Up the Masses on Truth Frequency Radio. Hosted by Robert Bruce. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. TruthFrequencyRadio.com. And welcome back, folks. This is the American Radio American Liberty Radio Network audio blog, and going to finish up here in the next few minutes. I want to remind people that it's important to pay attention. It's important to know what is going on, how it affects you, and anything that negatively affects you, I would hope you would do everything you can to stop it. Okay? So, this whole situation going on with Jade Helm, with Walmart, with their connection with DHS, with the president, with all sorts of things. He's totally devastated foreign policy in regards to our allies. He's allowed certain things to happen, and he's treasonous. I'll say it again. He's committed treason against this country. Now, prove to me that he hasn't. Okay? I want to know. Okay? So anyway, I do other things, folks, such as I write radio plays. They're not political, they're fun, they're just a separation, getting away from all this political stuff, kind of having fun, kind of enjoying myself, kind of blowing some steam off and just, getting everything out there. After seeing this stuff and reading this stuff and researching this stuff all day, you need an outlet, folks. You need a creative outlet to where you can just let your mind go and just do something fun. You know what I'm saying? People play softball, people go play pool, people go, whatever. Me, I write radio plays, and I need voices to help me out fill these characters that I've created. So if you're interested, email me at Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com, Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com, and I'll fill you in on the information. If you want to see what I've done, go to eastlandradiotheater.weebly.com. That's eastlandradiotheater.weebly.com. Check it out. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you want to be involved. And again, thank you. Appreciate that. So, tonight I'll be on with Brian Keller on his show and Steve Hembry's show, and we're going to talk about Scientology. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. That way you know what we'll be talking about. Go search for either Steve Hembree, which is Hembree, or Brian Keller, and look him up as well and find the link to his radio show right there. I'll be on tonight at 9:30 p.m. Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. Lots of things going on, folks. Please be prepared. I mean, literally, backpacks, MREs, clothes, first aid kits, ammo, guns, you name it. I know. But I would rather be prepared than not. Be like a good Boy Scout. Always be prepared. Hey, if nothing happens, you just got a lot of extra stuff. That's cool. But if something happens and you don't have it, I'll be praying for you. It's about all I can do. Because then by that time, it'll be too late. Think about it, folks. I'm going to take off here, folks. Thank you for listening to the American Liberty Radio audio blog. And I appreciate that. If you want to support the American Liberty Radio Network, you can do that. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. You can support it there, or you can go to my personal website, WayneSPierce.com. Check it out. 3 ways to contribute to the American Liberty Radio Network. So thank you in advance for your help. And I'm going to get out of here. Folks, have a great weekend. Have a great evening. And be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. Talk to you next week on the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast right here on Spreaker.com and on the American Liberty Radio Network.